Who am I to argue? Okay, this challenge is all about full flavour for less cash. Now, what can Brian and Mary-Lise cook with a budget of just £3 per portion? Mary-Lise, sock it to us, baby.
Sang Chao Bao.
Hang chow bao to you too.
Which is basically, it's my variation of it. It's like normally it's spicy pork, but I'm using chicken.
Cheaper.
Yeah, minced chicken. It's cheaper, and you can even use free-range chicken on the budget. And it's going to have loads of hoisin and soy and fantastic sherry. It's reduced down, and then I have spring onions and coriander, and then you serve it in a crispy lettuce leaf. No carbs, in case that's interesting. But it's delicious.
That sounds good.
Brian.
Well, in that
Can you
case,
compete?
Absolutely, I'm going to go ting pong ping.
Okay.
Okay, now this is a dish that I've just made up. What I'm going to do, I've spent all my money on organic salmon because you're such a special lady. Fantastic piece of salmon. I've got a few mussels I've got left. Got a bit of pasta. I've got a little bit of butter because you said you can take a wee bit.
A little bit of butter.
Fantastic. Artichokes, tomatoes, tarragon, and all mixed together. But the salmon is what it's all about. It is just to die for.
Okay. Andrea, what do you think? Initial thoughts?
Do you know, they both sound lovely, but I like the idea of something being wrapped in a lettuce leaf. That sounds interesting.
I have to say, I can't try and twist your arm, but I love things in lettuce leaves. I do.
Get out.
I do. Okay, two great suggestions. Let's start cooking, guys. Now, you've got, Andrea, a batch of allergies or intolerances. When did you discover you had all these?
Very, very irritating. I'm dairy intolerant, but not exclusively, which means I can have a little tiny bit of butter. I can't have milk or cream or a little tiny bit of butter. Yeah, that's fine.
Perfect, I'll go with it.
And basically, I got very ill when I was on holiday one year. And it was ever since I got back off holiday, that was about 20 years ago, I haven't been able to have anything like that, like I say, milk, cream. So going out sometimes is a nightmare.
It must be tricky. And lots of salads then. Well, obviously, you're looking at your figure. You eat sort of... What about nuts? Do you have to have an EpiPen?
No, the thing with the nuts, it's since I have 2 children, since having my second child, I've suddenly, just being normal, cooking away in the kitchen, and started nibbling at bits while I was cooking. And I'm now intolerant to peppers, garlic.
Raw peppers or cooked
garlic?
Raw.
Well,
Can I use a bit of garlic, please?
You can use a little bit of garlic. But, you know, normally you put peppers in a salad or anything like that. I can't even have that cooked.
Really?
Hazelnuts, walnuts, crudités, celery, carrots. It's really irritating, I can't tell you.
What do we put in there? You just put spring onions.
I've taken my spring onions and I've put the white and a little bit of the green bit, and I'm just frying that off. And then
minced chicken
you just want to, and the minced chicken. And the great thing about mince, as a rule, is it's cheaper, so you can use a better grade of chicken even if you're on a bit of a budget.
Okay.
And here a bit of corn flour.
Corn flour.
That came out fast. Was it meant to?
That wasn't corn flour. That was sauce.
No,
yeah, I needed 4 tablespoons. I did it by eye. Very clever, wasn't it?
Very clever, Meredith. Very clever.
And then I've got soy sauce and fantastic Amontillado sherry, which is like sherry is a great thing to cook with. It's cheap. It's very similar to kind of Chinese rice wine. And then that's going to go in and then reduce down.
And would you use, if you could, if you're cooking authentically, which I know you're not, would you cook mirin or your Chinese cooking wine?
Mirin's Japanese, I'm sorry.
I know, I'm just thinking of one of those
I use rice
Chinese
wine?
cooking wine.
Yeah, you would. I actually think this is a slightly more sophisticated version. So even if I had the choice, I think I'd still stick with...
You had to say that.
Yeah, I did.
You are full of it, Mary-Lise. Do you know that?
I'm not full of it. It's completely true. It's a great sherry.
What's the difference between sherry and sake? Obviously, apart from the obvious, but in terms of cooking, because there's a couple of recipes that I've used with fish that it said you can either use sake or sherry.
But I think it's similar, aren't they?
Flavours.
Yeah, and this is sake's rice-based, whereas this isn't. So.
Are you using a can here? Canned products are very good. What's that? The chestnuts you've just
some
put
water
in,
chestnuts, and then I'm just going to add this is my mixture, which I'm going to reduce down. Should go very, very thick.
And that was the hoisin sauce, the sherry, and the corn flour. And always remember with corn flour, you don't cook it for very long after you've added it. Otherwise, it goes thick, and then it can go thin again.
Oh, okay.
So, Mary-Lise, that's a one for you to learn.
Know that.
Okay, let's move over to Mr. T. What are you doing, T?
Okay, so I'm taking the mussels out now. I'm just going to reduce the liquor here to put in to give the sauce a little bit of flavour.
Do you think he's been a bit repetitive here?
Artichokes and tomatoes here, and tarragon. Such a different flavour. Then we mix that quickly with our
Right, why are you
pasta.
using mussels two dishes in a row?
Because I think that seafood is worthwhile, but this is so different to the other one that even you... Well, you wouldn't understand it, because, you know, separate dishes like this do work, huh? OK, right,
Did
fine.
you cook the mussels in a bit of wine, was it?
No, I couldn't afford wine, so I've just cooked it with the pasta water.
Okay.
But they've got their own juices, you know, of these
mussels, exactly.
mussels. That's lovely. OK, so into the sauce it goes here.
So you eat anything? I mean, do you work out then, or...?
Oh, I do. I mean, to be honest, my partner Steve and I, we're, you know, some people like train spotters.
Yeah.
We're seafood spotters. Our favourite thing is to go and find a nice seafood restaurant and just try and order something different. We're both, that's something that we're both really, really into. So yeah, I pretty much eat anything as long as somebody else has cooked it for me.
OK, you got plates up now, guys.
OK, that's me done. This
There
is
you
very
go.
hot. I need to be very careful when you're...
Plate's boiling.
Lovely.
I mean, the...
Here we go.
How about that, Lee?
OK, Brian, stick it on there. Beautiful stuff. So it can be done. 2 banquets on a budget. We've got 2 dishes, both cooked on a budget, £3 per portion. Which one will Andrea choose as her favourite? Well, it is time for tasting.
Anyone first?
Which one? I think we should go with the
Yeah?
seafood first, just because it's slightly lighter taste. Now, well, let's go through the budget there. Brian said organic salmon, mussels, pasta shells, tomato, artichokes and tarragon, a few little bits and pieces from the store cupboard as well. Total of £3 precisely. Looks nice, doesn't it?
Trying to get bits of everything on.
Brian, talk us through this little dish.
Well, really, it's just the organic salmon that's just quickly fried, both sides nice and crisp, lovely colour, but using the product to say it all. Pasta shells, used a few there. We've got the tomatoes, that's a little touch of garlic, as we said. We've got a vinaigrette there with oil, mustard and vinegar, just to bind the whole thing together. So it's meant to be a warm dish, not a hot dish, and it's a fork dish. It's really nice.
So you're still with us, you're not going to fade away with the butter and the garlic?
No,
No good. I'm relieved.
And got the carbohydrates, so it's got a balanced diet.
OK, let's have a look at this little wrap. Now, do you want to pick... We pick these up with our fingers?
I'd pick up...
Really?
It's hot.
Okay.
Yeah,
Use that one.